Are you tired of your YouTube videos not getting any views? Well, consider TUBEBUDDY. I've used TUBEBUDDY for years to scale up my YouTube channel. Now we're sitting over 200,000 subscribers. TUBEBUDDY is a browser extension that offers a ton of built-in productivity and time-saving services to take your channel to the next level. Use my link in the description to get started with TUBEBUDDY and level up your channel faster. We working. Wow. Reports have surfaced saying Shawn Porter has turned down $2 million to face Terrence Crawford, but then Top Rank responds and says that they're not even close to making an offer and no offers have been officially sent. And this is the Top Rank Matchmkr. So we're going to go over the facts and what's out, and I'm going to give you my thoughts. Stay tuned. What up, Fight World? It's your boy Ego, and I'm back with some more boxing. Make sure you smash the like button. Also, subscribe to my channel for the latest and greatest in boxing. Before I get started, use TUBEBUDDY. Use my link in the description if you're interested, taking your YouTube serious. I've personally used TUBEBUDDY for years on my channel, and it's helped scale my channel over 200,000. Just using some of the utilities and resources. Good way to strategize on your channel. Use my link in the description. Get the browser extension TUBEBUDDY to level up your content. Now, let's jump into it. I guess you want to file this under the bad news. People who are expecting or hoping for Crawford Porter, this is not promising to say the least. So, there's nothing finalized or whatever, things in boxing liable to change, but this was going on. Being said that Shawn Porter turned down $2 million versus Terrence Crawford, and many saying Porter should get a lot more. But if you ask those same people, would you pay to see Porter fight on pay-per-view, even if he was fighting Crawford? They say no, they wouldn't. That's hypocrisy at its finest. This is what the person put. And then the Top Rank Matchmkr jumped in, Bruce, and says Terrence Crawford versus Shawn Porter is a solid fight, but nobody has offered anything to either guy. I can't imagine it taking place without paying customers to provide an upside in their purses, so we're several months from proposing it. So this is a Top Rank, someone that works for Top Rank Matchmkr, and he's telling you that it's a solid fight, but with no live gate, he don't know if that's possible. He was asked, Mr. Trampler, then why is Shawn saying he rejected Top Rank $2 million proposal? He left some lengthy statements in reference to that figure. And he replied, I honestly have no idea. You have to ask Shawn. I can only speak for Top Rank Boxing. And he tagged him. And no offers were made. So the thing is this. Listen, boxing is getting real funny style in the game. Like, the thing is, Shawn Porter, I don't think Shawn Porter said anything about $2 million, like that's what he was offered. Like, I see a lot of people running with that, right? This is the clip where Shawn Porter talks about the offer. You have to, like, I think people are getting their facts and then, clickbaiting or titling whatever they want to title, but you got to listen to the Porter podcast. So I think this is where the statements came from. Shawn Porter claps back at Bob Arum over a $1 million offer to fight Terrence Crawford. So just to catch you up, Bob Arum did an interview with Barbershop, and he put out that figure of $1 million and said that sounds good for him to make a Crawford Porter fight, $1 million. Porter's team, of course, they're like, nah, that's not going to do it. That's not going to cut it. And then, if I'm not mistaken, Shawn Porter was talking about $2 million because it's been a while since I watched this podcast, because you guys can see this is from last month. And other things have happened. But if I'm not mistaken, he was clapping back to the $1 million offer. And then he said something along the lines of, Kell Brook got $2 million, would make Shawn Porter worth less. And then he said something else like, if Kell Brook got $2 million, even that is a disrespectful place to start the negotiations. So he didn't, to my knowledge, unless you guys know of some other source that people are quoting, he didn't say Top Rank sent me an offer of $2 million and I rejected it, and that's what people are. Like I said, you got to be cautious where you get your information from. I never heard anything. I do this daily. I get paid handsomely to cover boxing. And I never heard Shawn Porter say he was talking to Top Rank and they sent him over a $2 million offer and he said no. So I don't know where people are getting this whole he rejected it stuff. And then now you're hearing the matchmaker from Top Rank saying there's not been any offers made and he doesn't see an offer being made unless we know and get more data on when crowds can come back. So what does this mean? It means, one, be careful where you get your information from. To my knowledge, like I said, as of recording this video, I haven't heard Shawn Porter say anything about Top Rank sent him an offer for $2 million. So I think people are getting their facts mistaken. I believe what I said should be 100% accurate. And the only reason I'm saying it like that is just because there's a small percentage chance that I haven't seen everything. But I think people are going off the Porter Way podcast where he was just talking and rebuttaling and having his stance about Bob Arum's $1 million offer. And then the concept of $2 million came about because of Kell Brook. That's what he reportedly got. So Shawn Porter was saying, even if you offer me $2 million, that's a disrespectful place to start negotiations because I command a crowd and, I'm a pay-per-view fighter, yada, yada, yada. That's what Shawn said. So anything else, I don't know what people are talking about. But Top Rank says they haven't made an offer anyway, according to their own matchmaker. So I would imagine if he's tagging Top Rank and stuff, he's probably in the know. He's been working with them for a while. I don't, have more information than that. But what does this mean? It just means more bad news for Terrence Crawford because you heard it. The Top Rank matchmaker is saying that without a live gate, we don't know about that fight. That's basically what he's saying. So once again, what is Terrence Crawford going to do? His contract, I believe, expires from what he said, I believe October 2021. So is he going to just stay on the shelf? He just fought November, I think it was, against Kell Brook. So basically, realistically, he just knocked him out. It was, I wouldn't say it was one of his toughest fights or anything like that. So he's going to wait almost a year until he gets back in the ring. I don't know. We have to wait and see. So just a lot of confusion going on in boxing. People are putting out misinformation. I don't know. I don't know what Crawford will do. Porter's is mandatory. Teofimo, Bob Arum is encouraging a purse bid. So who knows? Maybe the Crawford Porter goes to purse bid because Bob kind of said, yeah, let it go to purse bid and stuff like that. So I don't know what's next, but I do know that Crawford is pretty well boxed in because from 47 to 154, there's no top ranked fighter that I know that people want to see him fight at 147 or 154 that really makes sense. He can't fight himself. He's a phenomenal fighter, but he can't fight himself. So Errol Spence, you guys, anybody, Berto, Jose Cito Lopez, Sergey Lipinets, Pacquiao, Mikey Garcia, they all pretty much have been with PBC, Keith Thurman, Shawn Porter. So I really don't know what he's going to do. It'll be very telling, very interesting. And another thing to think about is the pandemic seems to have affected certain businesses more than others. And it looks like Top Rank is definitely affected by the pandemic, just their infrastructure, their ESPN deal, whatever you want to call it, because a common theme that I'm seeing from Top Rank when interviews and fights are discussed are pretty much money. We don't have money for that. I'm losing money on Crawford. I could have bought a house. I'm not paying T.O. more than this. He's getting his minimum. Crawford, got this. And it's just all talks about money. And now you hear another Top Rank employee saying it's a solid fight, but no offers have been made. And he can't imagine it taking place without paying customers. So it seems to me that a guy like Crawford, whatever his minimum is, let's say it's $4, $5, $6 million, which is what I've heard, they're not trying to pay that and lose on the live gate because they don't have a pay-per-view structure really ingrained with the ESPN deal in boxing. UFC does it where they'll chance their fights on pay-per-view, like their bigger fights. But Crawford, he's only done one pay-per-view with ESPN. He's done 2 in his career. One was on HBO years ago with Postal, and then his only ESPN pay-per-view was the Crawford Khan fight, and they didn't promote it well, and it just wasn't the type of fight. So I don't know. I don't know if they have enough analytics and metrics to really justify pay-per-view success, because if any fight that Top Rank had in boxing recently that you might have chanced on pay-per-view, there's rumors that Disney or ESPN said no, they don't want it on pay-per-view, and that was Teofimo Lopez versus Lomachenko. So between not having the stable of fighters to match against a guy like Crawford and poor promotion of Crawford, and he's even kind of suggested this, it don't look good. It looks like he may be on the shelf. Shawn Porter's a great fight. I don't know what people are talking about. Like, I have one of the hottest channels in the game, and it's been that way. We make money. I'm telling you, I will promote Crawford versus Porter. I will pay for Crawford Porter. And I know a lot of people that follow me that are down for that too. So there's a lot of misconceptions going on in the boxing game where people are saying this ain't that. And bro, if you thought people were going to pay for Crawford Khan at the time in which they fought, then the Shawn Porter fight is sounding lovely, especially in the pandemic. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know where people are getting their information that no one will pay for it. Crawford does very good numbers on regular ESPN when he's fighting Kell Brooks and guys like that, and then this would be the best, in my opinion, his best fight at welterweight with the most known guy in Shawn Porter. So I would happily pay for that. So it's not a great look because it looks like they undervalue Terrence Crawford and his star power and his earning potential. And because they haven't made the proper deposits early, they're looking at that savings account and they don't have enough money in it. You know what I'm saying? And I'm just giving an analogy. You have to build up your savings account, you have to make deposits. You have to deposit money into it. So at the end of the year, you look at it and like, okay, we got some money in here. But promotionally, they haven't really done that. They gave you a ton of coverage on Tyson Fury and Lomachenko and built up other guys. And perhaps the best fighter that Top Rank has ready made for the limelight could be Terrence Crawford, and they haven't really invested in him the same way. And they don't almost have the same belief system. Crawford himself more or less said this. He's not going to say it necessarily as cutthroat as me, but I'm telling you, like, the promotion for Crawford has been bad. Crawford's promotion comes from he's kicking people's ass and people want to see him and they're supporting it. But imagine if it was that, and channels like mine who have put a precedence on giving Crawford exposure, plus ESPN and Top Rank were doing an amazing job of building him up. But instead you got, Lomachenko, he's like Muhammad Ali and this and that. And from where I'm standing, Crawford been harder to beat than Lomachenko. They recently put Crawford on the ESPN pay-per-view or pound for pound list recently, and that was only after Lomachenko lost. You know what I mean? So you see the politics there. Crawford has always been harder to beat and higher up on the pound for pound list in my book than Lomachenko. But again, not paying the proper dividends or not making the right investments and deposits in Terrence Crawford promotionally, because he's doing his part as a fighter. As a fighter, he's doing his part. He's showing up. Anyone in front of him, he's dogging them. You know what I mean? But I don't think everyone has played their role. Crawford, he's pretty much a model citizen in terms of a fighter. You see him, he's in shape. He's serious about his craft. He's gotten better. He's honing his skill. He's no nonsense. He's all stoppages at welterweight, right? So he's doing his part, but promotionally, they put him in a kind of a bad, and part of that is him too, you know, because maybe his demeanor, he didn't go outside the box and search for, you know, branding himself. But you also pay promoters and networks and stuff like that, people getting a cut of your money. So what's their role in this whole thing? So I feel bad because I think Crawford is a elite top level dude, and I just don't know what the future is going to hold if he stays with Top Rank. Like, they're telling you we can't get this fight off the ground, versus if he was on PBC, he could fight Shawn Porter, because you know PBC would definitely put that on pay-per-view. But Top Rank employees are telling you that there's no offers made, and I can't imagine it taking place without paying customers. So then it becomes a waiting game. So Crawford is just going to wait on the sidelines, get rusty. I mean, he's not old for, like, in just terms of age and stuff, but in terms of boxing, you're not the youngest either. You know, when you start hitting that 32, 33, 34 plus, you know, even if you take care of your body, there's a guy that's 18 and 19, 20, 21, 22 out there. You know what I'm saying? So Crawford, he should be getting he should be in the second chapter of his career, getting the big fights and the big opportunities and stuff like that. And per money and the pandemic and the way and lack thereof of branding him, he could just be on the sidelines, you know, if he stays. And even if he doesn't get a fight, he can't, unless he buys himself out of his contract. They said he has until October. So that's just a lot of wasted time, you know, a lot of wasted time, versus if he was on a stable that had a little bit more data to work with in terms of pay-per-view, like, and more players. I don't see him being shelved. Like, if Crawford was with PBC right now, I don't see him potentially being shelved for most of the year, because you can easily take it to Texas, Crawford versus Josecito Lopez. You know, if crowds are a thing where you can't, you know what I'm saying, you can't pay the fees of a Shawn Porter or whatever, you can put him in there with the Lipinets or Josecito Lopez type of person in a place like Texas that's open for somewhat of a crowd. But Top Rank, they don't have those name recognized people that Crawford can truly fight in the here and now that makes sense, that people would want to see. Like, I would really watch Terrence Crawford versus Josecito Lopez, you know, especially in the pandemic, you know what I mean? But name an equivalent fight that's manageable, that you can probably find the funds to do, even if you don't do it on pay-per-view. Name a fight like that that's that fun with only Top Rank people, or Top Rank and Golden Boy people. You know, I guess you could say Virgil Ortiz, but he has to get past Hooker, Terrence Crawford's friend. So I think that's a way out before we would see anything like that. So bottom line, sounds like Crawford's going to be doing some waiting unless he buys himself out of his contract, because the platform he's with, the prerogative and style of strategy, I don't see it. Bob Arum's like, I'm not tapping into my resources. I've already lost money on Terrence Crawford. His minions and people that work with Top Rank are saying the same thing. I can't imagine it taking place without paying customers. So that could be no fight. He's telling you there's no offer being made. Man, use my link, get ESPN Plus, also TubeBuddy. Use that. We're going to keep building the channel up. Let me know what you guys think. Drop your thoughts in the comment section. Let me know how this all plays out. I'll keep you guys well informed. As always, hate, comment, and subscribe. Till next video. Ego, signing off. What up, Fight World? It's your boy Ego, and I'm back with some more sports. Get unlimited access to premium content with an ESPN Plus subscription. ESPN Plus offers a variety of content, including specials, behind the scenes, docuseries like Bruce Lee's Be Water, and much more. With an ESPN Plus subscription, you get access to a ton of classic archive fights and replays from boxing and the UFC. Big names like, "Hi, I'm Mike Tyson. Come and watch my fight." Floyd Mayweather, "Easy work. I'm rich." And Manny Pacquiao, "Yes, it's up to my promoter. Just to name a few. If that's not enough, You could get the ESPN bundle, which includes ESPN Plus, Hulu, and Disney Plus. All 3 apps, one low price. You don't want to miss out. Make sure you guys click that link in the description box of all of my videos. Ego, signing off. So if you enjoyed this video and want more content like this on the channel, you can show your appreciation by going to the PayPal donate button or the YouTube support button, and you can donate any amount that you feel is equivalent to the value of this video. Much more to come. Thank you guys for your support. Boxingego, the future of boxing.